Hello and welcome to Healthy Knitting. My name is Rosie. You can find me on Ravelry as LESPETITSLUXES, and there also is a Ravelry group called Healthy Knitting over there. And there is a WordPress blog called healthyknitting.wordpress.com or wordpress.healthyknitting.com. Either way, there is one, but there aren't any show notes because apparently I don't write any. Sorry. If you have anything you'd like to ask me, please PM me on Ravelry. That's a good place to do it. Not always will I see something in the group right away because it doesn't, I'll get an email sent to me quicker if you PM me because sometimes I don't always look in the group as much as I should. So anyway, hi, how are you? It's already January 10th. Did I say that? It's January 10th, 2015. I don't know where the time went. I was going to record, I think it was last week, and something happened and then I couldn't do it, so here we are a week later. But I wanted to podcast because I am giving a gift away tomorrow and I want to show you before I give that away. And Buddy is here. Hello, Buddy. Buddy has been, if you've watched me before, you know we've had some issues with Buddy, but I'll tell you, he's better. There was, I believe now, an injury that had happened to him from jumping up under this desk onto the chair, which he does every time I get up. He hit his back and it apparently affected him. Did some work on him and I haven't had a mistake for a while now and he's much better. So I think that was the problem. I thought it was food related. We'll talk about cat food in a minute. But anyway, Buddy's doing better, but he's awfully like this in my face now every 5 seconds. So love this cat. I'm glad he's doing better. So let's see. It's already 2015 and I knitted quite a lot before and then I kind of stalled out. And I'll show you the progress that I made on that coat, which was I did decide to finish. So geez, the last time I podcast I had decided I'd started and wasn't even sure if I was going to finish. Well, I only have one sleeve left and a little bit of what's this called? The stuff to do, but around the collar. That would be it. That's what it's called. I need to pick up and do that too, but I came into a little bit of a glitch. We'll talk about that. And so I kind of put the whole thing down and I haven't knitted on it, which is horrible for me because if you ever remember me saying I have knit a whole sweater and never finished one sleeve and then ripped the whole thing out, that has happened to me before. And I don't really want to rip this out, so I need to get working on it again, but all the other projects are off the needles, except for those socks. I have no excuses. But I want to get back into what is new and good first. Buddy! People aren't going to be able to hear me, kid. I decided I make goals a little bit differently. So for this year, I didn't want to over-stress myself out because sometimes I want to do more things than what is physically possible for me. And with my health issues, sleep and stress are two things that I need to make sure of, that I don't have stress and that I get enough sleep. So I'm kind of seeing how every month goes and what I want to change, and I'm kind of doing it like that for some of the things. Like I want to paint or go for a walk/hike every weekend, and I went actually to go for a walk today, but the place where I went was closed. So I was going to walk over the Mid-Hudson Bridge, or not the Mid-Hudson Bridge, the Newbury Beacon Bridge, and the little walkway was closed. And I don't know if that's because they're doing construction over there on that side of the road or what, but that was disappointing because across the street this way at Cromner Park is closed. I didn't want to go all the way up to Mohonk. I just wanted to go for a quick walk and be off the road where I'm not worried about getting hit by a car. So that did not work out today. Tomorrow I can probably do that because I'm headed over to our holiday party is tomorrow, and it's over in Beacon, so I can go walk over there before the party. Which means that today I can probably paint. So I want to show you one painting that worked out. I did this one on New Year's Day. It wasn't a weekend day, but I had the day free. And so this is a pastel. Oh, and there's Buddy. So that's my painting, and I did that one from a photograph that was in one of my Facebook groups. That these people have the most amazing photographs. It's from Italy. My neighbor from Italy started it. It's a closed group though, so I can't share. But holy cow, these pictures are phenomenal. So I took that from there and was quite inspired. I'm new at painting. I don't know how to do some stuff, so it was a bit, sometimes it's challenging to kind of get what I'm trying to do. But it's a learning process every day, every time I do it, and the more I do it, the better I'm going to get. Well, I did one last weekend. I can't even show you. Disaster. I'm not even sure I can save the paper at this point, but it's a learning experience. I know now what doesn't work, so I might try again today. We'll see. I need to be inspired. I wasn't in the mood, and I made myself do it anyway. I should have gone for a walk. So how about you? What are things that you plan on doing for this new year different than you've done before? Anything? Please share. Maybe there are some healthy things that you'd like to do this year. I know I've talked to some people about that, and okay, buddy, thank you. Things that they want to do differently to get their health back. And obviously I can appreciate that because I love it when people make even small steps to change their health, because just even the smallest little thing like drinking enough water for you in the day, it has amazing benefits you wouldn't even believe. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later. So what else? Hang on, buddy. What else? For the holidays, I had a lot of fun. Visited with my family on Christmas Eve. When did I talk to you last? Did I go to that already? I don't even remember. I had fun anyway, because I don't know when I talked to you last. Budman, what are you doing? The stash sale's still going good. I have removed over 150,000 yards of yarn. Amazing, right? I still have more to go. There's stuff I want to keep, but I can still, I still have so much that, I don't really need it all. So I'm understanding that I kind of like not having the pressure of, oh, I have this in my stash, I need to knit it. Even though it doesn't go bad, I understand that it can still last. It's not like food. But when I had almost 400,000 yards. That's a lifetime and a half, or 5 lifetimes. I don't know. I think I knit, I think 11 or 10,000 yards this past year, which is light. I've been knitting less and less and less lately, so it would take me forever. Oh, we have another one. Natalia's here. Want to say hello, Natalia? Natalia's here. And Buddy and Natalia don't really mix that well. Sometimes she will all of a sudden lash out at him, and hopefully things won't go flying. So what else happened? Let's see. I had a water pipe break in my house, but I want to tell you the good news. So there's always good news. It broke right where I could actually get to it in the hallway, which of my basement. Couldn't have been easier because the front of the bathroom is tiled. So if I had to fix that, that would have been like taking the toilet out. It was the elbow right behind the toilet. It would have been tile repair work. It would have been like so disastrous. This was easy peasy. My friend helped me fix the pipe. So that's part of what's going on here because I didn't have to pay for it. So I decided to make my friend a pair of fingerless mitts, which I'll just show you right now. So this is, and we'll get back into other stuff in a second. I'm just going to go with this. It's, but you can see they're on me. They're not, I didn't give them away. Why is this one's not, hold on. This hand looks a little different. Okay. So anyway, you can fold this up. I'll show you the pattern in a second as soon as I take this. I have not obviously woven in the ends. I made one last week, and then when he came over, I had him try it on just to see if it actually fit because his hands are bigger than mine. And this fit my hands, so I was like, this might not work. I might need to make you a different pair. And I couldn't find a pair that was manly enough, and it's really tricky knitting for someone else, hoping that they'll like it. He said it was fine, but I'm looking at it going, I don't really think so. So anyway, I gave him a pair that I had made with a very fall colored yarn, and it was the, what's the one from Knitty? You know, the one that everybody made. I made 2 of them. They were the cute little fingerless mitts. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I gave him those. They were a little bit wider, and they would fit under other work gloves too to stay warm, and he's happy with that. But I also said, if you want these when next time I see you, you can certainly have them. I don't need that. I have 10 million pairs, but these are really nice. This is made with Contessa yarn, which is no longer available. It's made from Reynolds, and it is, hang on, I will tell you, it's really, really warm. Oh, where are my patterns in here? Well, hang on. Let me just show you. It's the Axel. Alright, I'm hitting all sorts of buttons because this is too big. This is the Axel Mitts. That is by Sarah Pope. If you've never knit fingerless mittens before, I probably wouldn't try that pattern, only because it's not written out to the letter. It's kind of like, do this, and then for this hand, then do this for the hand, and do this. It doesn't tell you like it's holding your hand to make them. So if you've never done it before, might be a little tricky, and you might want to try it with something else. But other than that, the pattern was great. I like gusseted thumbs, so they're just more comfortable for me. I really enjoy that type of a thumb, so that was nice. I like them. I think that they're comfortable for sure. I made these with size 8 needles, double points, because double points are how I love to do things. And I did the thumb a little different too. I made it a little long, and so that it would fold over as well, so that if you really needed to be warm, you could. But if you wanted to, sorry, something just came through on Dropbox that I wasn't expecting. You can fold it over and have a little bit more space, because I do like to use my hands, but I also like to be able to stay warm if I need to, and this definitely fits the bill. So easy. I made this one last night in no time at all, and then this one another night when I was sitting down, and I put the thumbs on last night as well. It was super quick. I will weave in the ends tomorrow at knitting group, because I need something to do that I don't need to screw up. When I talk too much, I screw up, and then, I might just bring my spindle with me and just spin while I'm there. I don't want to bring my spinning wheel, because that's a little bit too much with all the people, and it's not considered a spinning thing, so I just might do that. What else did I want to talk about? So the holiday party tomorrow. So we decided to do Secret Santa, which is a little bit easier because our group is getting bigger. I think there's 11 of us now, and 11 gifts for each person is a bit daunting of a task. So we did Secret Santa, and my friend found an app for where you put all the names in and it does it for you. So that was really fun. So everybody got designated. I'm not telling you who mine is, just in case somebody's watching. I don't think any of I really didn't tell anybody about my podcast in the group, but just to be on the safe side. So I finished my scarf. I told you the chevron scarf, let me just pull it up here. I do actually have my iPad up today. The chevron scarf by Brenda of Molecular Knitting. And I hope you can see that, because I can't really see what I'm doing. Oops. There we go. It's a little bit of glare there. This is with hand spun on size 3 needles, and the hand spun, the wool came from Into the World. I bought this quite a while ago. I have not woven in my ends yet, but I will before, because I'm going to actually package it. I'm reusing a package that came from me as a gift just recently, so that works out nice. I love that. I love to recycle. If you ever get packaging from gifts, please recycle it instead of throwing it away. It's much better to keep that stuff going and then hint to the person that you give it to that recycling is a good idea. So I like it. I think it's very nice. I'll probably be giving away who this is to by saying that it is going to a man. We have a man in our group, and I thought the colors would be okay. It would look very nice on him, and I think if he wore it, in a manly way, that it would work out okay. And he's from the South, so I think being up here in this frigid cold would be this would be a nice warm welcome around his neck. So that is going to be a gift. And Buddy's now laying on top of my coat. So the other project I wanted to show you is the Global Coat by Jennifer Hagen, or Hagen, I'm not sure how you say that. And I got really far. Buddy, can you get up, honey? Buddy, get up. Buddy, I'm sorry. Buddy, but he's like, no, I don't want to. I know, kitten. Can you move, baby doll? I'm sorry. Buddy, can you go just sit over there and not on this, because this is not for you. Okay, so this is the global coat. So you can see I got really far. I have one sleeve to put on over here. I have one sleeve that's on. It is done there. Now, I do love this coat. It fits perfect. Absolutely perfect. However, let me show you the sleeve. Can you get it, Bunny? I got cat's galore here. All right. Okay. Now, I thought this might be a problem. Do you see the sleeve? Do you see how it's all belled out like that? And I know it was a belled sleeve, and I knew it might be a problem. But it's way more belled than what I thought, and I don't think that I can block it any smaller. So I think what I'm going to do, this was bulky yarn, you can, oh my god, the cat hair. Bulky yarn done on size 8. Now, this is done all at the same time, this edging. This one is not. So I think what I'm going to do is rip this part out, this garter stitch, because this is a part that, I mean, it really, look at how wonky it gets. It's like ruffling practically. I think I'm going to rip this out and do maybe a size 5 and see how that goes, because that might get rid of all this excess, so it won't, because you can see, look at how, if I tuck this under, let me get rid of that. It's not that big of a bell. Like, it's big, but it's not as huge. And that really bothered me. And, oh gosh, this coat, this was funny. Maybe this has happened to you. So let me just go. So I don't want to rip this whole thing out. I've already kind of reknitted things that I didn't need to reknit. It's a lovely thing that I like knitting, and I don't get too upset about it, but I don't want to have to redo too much of this sleeve. I don't like knitting sleeves in the round. I like knitting sleeves flat. Flat. I'm like, what was the word I was trying to use? Gosh. I wasn't planning on recording today, but so I'm kind of like, I was like, oh, let me just do this. And so my brain didn't have a chance to really, that's my excuse anyway. So anyway, I don't like knitting in the round. It's bulky, you've got all this going, and it's not that fun. But I don't know how else I can change this really if I want to, because the whole thing is completely the pattern unless I drop down needle sizes. And I don't know, I just think it would be kind of easier if I just did something with this edge. So that's why I stalled, and then I just haven't even picked it up. I was kind of like, I lose interest then. And to have knit all of this and then not finish this other sleeve would just be really silly. So I need to get on that. Now that I've finished this project, the other one's done. The only thing I have on the needles really is a pair of socks, and I have a couple other old things here and there. What is going on? Somebody's playing with Dropbox today. I don't think people realize that just because it's in your Dropbox doesn't mean that when you delete it, it's not deleting out of everybody's Dropbox. When you belong to a group, that sometimes happens. So anyway, when I knit the back, and that was fine, and then you turn around, because it's knit all the way up to the armholes, and then you knit the back, and then you knit the front pieces. Well, what I did was I reversed them. So I actually did the neck shaping on the wrong side for both of them. And I looked at it finally, I'm like, well, that's not right. So I ripped one completely back all the way down, and then I realized before I ripped the second one all the way down, that there was an inch that I didn't really need to rip out anyway. So that at least saved me 1 inch of not having to rip out. But I've knit pretty much from here up twice. Not too terribly much, but a lot less than a whole sleeve if I had to. But I think this is going to be a beautiful coat. I will then need to get closures, because it doesn't button, it uses closures. Let me show you. Like that to close it. And I really like that style. I think it'd be nice. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do. I might even have big wooden buttons that I could use and just make those little tie things. Sorry, now I've got cat hair everywhere. So that is all for my knitting. I am going to I'm going to stop this now and get my my other section ready for you. Okay, we're back. So, I told you before that I would talk to you a little bit about the cats. I changed their diet, and they are doing great. They've really responded well. Their coats look nice. They seem very happy, and there's not as much problems as was before. So what I've done is, and I'm going to have to change now because there are no more pumpkins. I bought pumpkins and put that in their food and was feeding them mackerel fish. Every once in a while I would change things around. Oh, here's another one. Bina. She won't come up here. She doesn't like to get picked up. So I'm basically make my own food. I have some commercial stuff as well, but it's really good stuff, and I just use that to supplement a little bit. And some of them are eating raw chicken now, so I'm doing that. There's chicken at my store I told you about that is healthy chicken. I'm not buying the mass-produced chicken. It's not that expensive. The thighs are probably the easiest thing to do, and I tried cooking it. They don't seem to like it cooked. I've tried. They won't go near it. So there are. Buddy just actually started eating it today. He wasn't interested in it before, but Bina and Catalora definitely have responded well to having the raw chicken. But the other one's still not really too much into it. Buddy and Sally are kind of like, I'll try a little bit, but it's not really what they're eating. They like the fish, and that's fine. I mix the fish and the pumpkin, and sometimes I put spirulina in there or beetroot powder, and they seem to really like that. So if you are ever interested in changing around your cat's food, there was that book that I don't know the name of now. That was in a prior podcast. That was very helpful in, but you have to be careful because some stuff they were recommending I wouldn't feed to the animals, because I wouldn't feed them to people. So anyway, that's the good news about the cats. So, and my friend also changed her dog food around. Her dog was having all sorts of itchy allergy problems related to skin, and I was like, maybe you should try changing his food. She changed his food. Dog's doing better. So if your pet is having any ailments, you might want to look into their food. And I think I've told you before, my cats had a autoimmune reaction to their gums because of the food I was feeding them, and the doctor had only suggested giving them steroids instead of changing their diet. So it's the same with us. If we're not well, get to the root cause of what's going on and get rid of that. So, and I want to talk to you a little more about me and my health, just maybe to just give you a little correlation. Maybe you might find something for yourself that you feel is helpful to you. It's been helpful to me. My health goals this year are by June, because it'll be a year that I've taken the test, to reduce my antibodies to my thyroid to 0. So that is my goal, and my means of getting there is making sure that I eat properly, I get enough sleep, I make sure that all of the toxins are out, and that I'm taking care of myself and doing what is right for me and my health, and not letting anything get in the way of that. So I'm doing better every day, and one of the things I noticed the other day, because I was thinking about it, I was like, when I got out of bed, I'd be all hunched over, and it would take me a while to get up. My whole spine would be really stiff, and I'd just be like, really like, And I realized that that's all gone. It's absolutely all gone. I have none of it. I actually was like, I haven't done yoga in a while, and I bent down to touch my toes, and my hands went right flat on the floor, because I'm used to be pretty flexible, right down on the floor. And I was like, wow, that is really amazing. And that is just from changing my diet. I did not realize how much the gluten was causing a problem. That and the other things that I'm sensitive to. And I see, so I'm on boards on Facebook. I belong to a whole bunch of groups for Hashimoto's, thyroid, autoimmune, and I like to see what's going on, because either I might be able to help provide information, or I might be able to get new information that I wasn't aware of before. And it is amazing when I hear a couple people here and there. Most of the time it's the other way around. Let me tell you, oh, I had a piece of this and oh my God, I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. Like, oh, it's not bothering me. It's like, you may not realize that it's bothering you. And that's why I'm talking to you about this, because I didn't think that it was a problem. And our gut is very much related to our brain. Autoimmune disease, as I've explained before, if you have one, you are more prone to getting more. And I keep coming across this more and more as I'm talking to people, working with people, and they're getting these really crazy things going on, and it all stems back to an autoimmune issue. And getting out the gluten is imperative. I never in a million years thought I would be saying what I'm saying right now, because I didn't think it was a problem. If you were at all interested in cleaning up your diet and getting rid of gluten, I'm also going to suggest to you that you do it when you have a couple days when you can be at home, because the reactions that I've seen of people taking gluten completely out, they're like, they feel like crap. And it's just a reaction that happens. It really can be a problem. I mean, I don't want to... It's hard for me because I never like to preach to people. I really don't. I've been a vegetarian for years, and I never like to tell people, don't eat meat, don't do this, don't do that. But there are certain things that are really harmful and can potentially be causing a problem. And my whole thing is about prevention. And, you know, I see all these things about, oh, and we've talked about this, about cancer in the pink. And I'm like, yeah, but where's your prevention? Like, if you know doing XYZ is going to hurt you, why would you want to continue to do XYZ? You know, and so that is my message to you today is please consider trying a gluten-free diet and see what happens. If you have aches and pains, if you have autoimmune disease especially, if you're not sure what any of them are, please go look them up, because the list is long. It is extremely long, longer than I can actually sit here and tell you every single one of them. The stress that gluten can cause to your body, cause to your adrenals, which then affects other parts of your body. I mean, it's just like this little chain reaction, you know? If you can try it and get rid of it and take it out for a couple months and see how good you feel, it's so hard to even want to go back. I mean, yeah, we see all these things. Oh, I can't eat this and I can't eat that. But if you really focus on the things that you can eat and write down all the lists of all the really good foods that are good for you, and I don't mean good for anybody who has this, but specifically for you, because everybody's going to have their own reactions to food and what is good for them and what isn't good for them. But if you really pay attention, you can figure this out. It is not rocket science. You can take tests for sure, but you can also pay attention to your body, which is one of the things I like to teach. Really listen to how your body's responding to things. Did it make you tired after you ate that? Do you feel sleepy? Was your stomach bothering you? Were you not able to sleep? And really keep track of what you're doing. You can really figure a lot of things out. I mean, I did not spike for lentils, but I cannot eat them. And some of the foods that I spiked on, I knew they were a problem for me. I didn't want them to be a problem for me, but they were. So you can test if you want, but anyway, the whole point is to really look at what you can eat and figure out ways to put them together that taste delicious, things that you look forward to, because that is what's going to keep you going. Not, oh, well, I can't eat that anymore. Yeah, it's really different. I took my recipe file and pitched everything that had any kind of way that I couldn't sub or make different. I just got rid of it. I'm not eating bread anymore. I'm not even going to make bread. I'm not even going there. It's out. It's gone. Pasta, same thing. Forget it. Find something else that's really, really good. And don't feel bad about it, because why would I want to feel bad about something that is harming me? It is, yeah, we tie food with memories, for sure. But if you think of that part and you think of the memories, think of the people, think of what it was that was the part that you loved so much. It doesn't necessarily have to be that food that you ate. And you can find new traditions to make and make a new way to be. And I found something funny. One of the people in the boards had said, why is it that all of us who are trying to eat really healthy and take care of ourselves, we're called freaks? And all the people who eat the the foods for the bad for them, that's normal. The SAD diet, the standard American diet, that's normal. When it didn't used to be like that too long ago. Because prior to 1950s, none of that food was really around. I mean, it's very interesting how much our culture has changed and developed what it is we think is good for us and what's normal. But a lot of that's marketing. I have totally totally went off in tangents there. I'm sorry. It is kind of the way I think, and it's kind of the way I work. Is one thing leads to another, and there are so many things I want to share. I don't want to overwhelm you, but anyway, the whole point was to find the good, find the stuff that you love to eat, and eat the foods that are good for you and nourish you. 2015 is going to be a great year, and what can we accomplish if we feel great? Because if you don't have your health, how the heck are you going to do anything? And there was a point when I couldn't even, I was getting out of bed and showering and going right back to bed again because I felt so bad and tired and fatigued. And today I don't feel that way anymore. Now that I figured it out, get out those things that aren't good for you. Okay, so May 2015 bring you health. What was I going to say? Hold on. I say this all the time, but it's 2015's already happened now. I forgot how my saying goes. Oh my God. I'm going to have to cut this out. Hang on. Okay, I'm not going to cut it out. I'm just going to... It's so funny what happens to me sometimes. So May 2015 bring you health, happiness, and prosperity. Can remember the happiness part because I'm always happy. All right, guys, take care. I don't know when I'll see you. I'll see you again when I see you. And hopefully this time I will get the two clips to merge together instead of just sending one out there. Ciao.